ring burner.
No. Yeah. Just stick it where those knives with forks on it.
The 2 plates up there.
Yeah. They were that, because I nearly said to you, take them back now while.
I'll go and double check that no one has brought them back, darling. Then I'll come back.
Just, if you can, guys, pull that door to. Yeah. The what? I'll get him to turn it on now, yeah. So. Okay, ladies and gents, big warm welcome to NRB 2015. We're forging ahead into our second session now. So in about 30 seconds we'll have this gentleman who'll be familiar to many of you starting. Just a quick word, you'll notice we've got the chef's signing jackets, which we're going to auction off at some point for Hospitality Action, which is our industry charity. So if you're passing by and you've got a couple of bob, yeah, just pop it in the box, and that'll just help us, our fellow industry professionals that have fallen on hard times. And on that note, I think what we'll do, hand over to Kenny, who you will know from obviously a varied and career in hospitality, and also from the likes of Great British Menu, which you've done several times, haven't you, Chef? Yeah. And gone through to cook.
Twice, yeah.
Twice, so that 100% record, yeah. So can we have a warm round of applause for Kenny, please?
Can everybody hear me okay? Brilliant stuff. So, talking about the Great British Menu, what I'm going to do today is just...
It's not. No, we've both gone off. Oh.
Am I right?
It's the sexual tension. So I'm told.
I should have put the microphone in the back.
It's all right. We'll just get Neil to come down with another microphone, do a quick change.
Do you know who I am? 2 minutes.
Is it? You don't get this on the telly, do you? See, if this was telly, we could just edit that bit out, but no. You want this nearer?
Hello. Somebody's going to get sacked.
It's got a battery in.
Working? Working? Can you hear me? Sure?
Once again, ladies and gents, big round of applause for Kenny Atkinson.
Hey.
Seamless. Eh?
Seamless, yeah. Good afternoon, everybody. So yeah, talking about the Great British Menu, I'm going to do a demo of the dish that's probably become the most iconic dish for me. It's become my signature dish, which is the Macaroon Gooseberries. It's a dish that we cooked for the Prince of Wales and a dish we cooked for the producers at the banquet, which was a great honour, and a dish that's been on my menu ever since. Quite a humble dish, using very simple ingredients. So I'm just going to run through the ingredients what I'm going to be using. The prime ingredient is line caught mackerel. And what we're going to do, we're going to pair that with gooseberries, but in different forms. So we're going to make a gooseberry jelly using gooseberry wine, sugar and Jaeger. We're going to do some pickled gooseberries using obviously white wine vinegar and some spices, a little gooseberry puree, and then finish up with some mustard and some cress. So first of all, what I want to do is get the pickle liquor on the go first. So pickle liquor is very simple. Consists of gooseberry wine. This gooseberry wine is from Holy Island. And we've got a little bit of rapeseed oil in there as well. So it's almost like an alagrec in a way. If anybody's got any questions, please shout out, put your hands up, so it's not just me talking all the way through. To counterbalance that acidity, we need some sugar. Get that turned up high. And vinegar, white wine vinegar. So gooseberry wine, white wine vinegar, sugar. And into that as well, we're going to add a little bit of spices. So we've got some peppercorns, about a teaspoon of black peppercorns, and some mustard seeds. Like so. And what we want to do, we want to bring it up to a simmer as quick as possible. And this will be the base for our pickled gooseberries. Obviously, gooseberries aren't in season at the moment, so at this time of year, what we tend to use is the frozen gooseberries. These are picked from a farm in Northumberland called Brockbush Farm, which in summertime, like peas, they're picked and they're frozen. So so basically it's available all year round. So at this time of year, we do use the frozen. So pickle liquor wants to come to the simmer. Frozen gooseberries go in, and literally all we want to do is warm that through. And that should literally just take about a minute or so. And when that starts just to come to the simmer, pull them off, because you don't want to overcook the gooseberries. You want to keep that texture. In a separate bag, I'm just going to show you this just because we had lack of space. I've got some frozen gooseberries again, which all I've done is vac packed with some butter and sugar. That's all I've done. And I've cooked that for about an hour at 70 degrees. If you want to cook in a pan of water, you can do the same process. If you haven't got a bag, just exactly in the pan, slowly simmer it until it's nice and soft. Lovely. So the next process is to make the hot wine jelly. So same again, gooseberry wine, just into a pan. There's about 400 mils there. 150 grams of sugar. And same again, just warm that through. And what we want to do with this one is slowly bring up to the simmer. And we're going to add an ingredient called agar-agar, which is a seaweed extract. It's a setting agent. But what it does as well as setting the jelly, it allows you to warm the jelly up as well to a certain temperature, which is quite common in the chef world here. So about 4 grams of agar-agar. We normally use a rule of 1 gram to 100 mils of liquid. So we want to bring it up to about 80 degrees or just below the simmer. And as soon as it gets to the simmer, you just want to pour it into a mold, chill it, and that'll set. In the back fridge, you've got some mustard cress. Could you bring it through for us? So you go. That's coming to the simmer now. And ideally, what we do is just leave that to cool down completely. Next day is normally better flavour. Obviously, we've already got some done before, which is cooled right down, which has been marinated for 2 days. The longer the marinade, the better the flavour, to be honest. There you go. So the jelly's come up to the simmer now. Just keep whisking it. And what we do then, that's the one, lovely, thank you. Is just pour it into a little mould, and that goes into the fridge, like so. And when that goes into the fridge, after about an hour, that will set solid. Do the dishes.
These, chef, are effectively your diners.
Oh, lovely.
Yep. So we've got Sue and Ian over to our left here, who have very kindly donated money to Hospitality Action
Oh, lovely.
to have a chat to you and taste your food.
Oh, fantastic. Any questions? Just ask out. So the jelly, that will chill down. What we do when the jelly's set, we cut them to small cubes. And if it works, what we do is we turn the oven on to about 60 to 70 degrees, and we put the jelly in the warm oven before service. So it allows us to serve the jelly hot or warm, which it adds a lovely soft texture to the dish. So we're just going to have to blag it today, unfortunately. So the next part of the dish, we're going to do some pickled lemon zest. So the pickled lemon zest, just a speed peeler. Carefully peel a few strands of lemon. And what we're going to do with that, using the same flavourings we've used for the dish already. I'm just going to julienne that up. Like so. And what we do with the lemon zest then, we need to blanch it 4 times. And what I mean by blanching it is we have a pan of water, bring it to the boil, we add the lemon zest, drop it in for about 10 to 15 seconds, drain it, then refresh it into ice cold water, and we repeat that process 4 times. What that does, it gets rid of all the bitterness that's inside the lemons. And same again, the pickle liquor is equal quantities of water, sugar and water, like so. And same again, we bring that to the boil. Little whisk. So once that comes to the boil, what we're making is almost like a pickle stock syrup, really. So we have the lemon zest that's been blanched 4 times. On its 4th time, literally just drop it into the syrup and just cook it out for about 30 minutes, just slow simmer. So what we get is almost like candied lemon zest. And what I'll do, I'll leave this on the front at the end so you can come have a taste of that. So I've got to improvise a little bit because obviously we're so reduced on space.
So we've got a question for you, chef.
Oh, lovely.
Hi. I just wondered how long it took you to perfect this dish and where you got your inspiration from for it.
This dish, well, I haven't perfected it yet. I'm still trying to perfect it. It's a dish that took probably about 4 months to do. It originally started its life as a dessert, because obviously remember that era of the Great British Menu was about the producers and about the National Trust, so we could only use what was on our estate. So, because we had no fruit, but we did have a farm that was owned by National Trust, which sold gooseberries. So that's where it started. We tried to do it as a dessert, and we were going to do it like as a jelly crumble, which is where the wine came in. But when I did it, it was shit. It was horrible. It was absolutely disgusting. So then I sort of forgot about it to a bit, and then I found a really old recipe on the Wallington estate, which is from a lady called Mary Smith, who was the head cook in the late 17th century in this estate. And she wrote a cookbook, and she was almost like the Escoffier of her times, really. And in this recipe was potted mackerel with pickled gooseberries and hot toast. And it just stuck in my head. So when we started doing the research of ingredients, all these ingredients started coming together that was there for us. But I thought, there's no way I can do that on TV. I've got to try and finesse it somewhere. So obviously we started off with the mackerel. Then we did with the gooseberry textures. We made the gooseberry wine with the jelly. We tried it with the pickled and the puree. It all worked really well. And then obviously the more we tried it, the more it needed heat, which is where the English mustard came in. And then we just tried to play around with textures. You know, it started off the bread as a twirl. It started off as like a crumb that we pan fried the bread in, to eventually being rolled out like a Wellington, wrapping that mackerel in, which I'm going to do now. to truly sort of transform what was quite a simple and humble dish into something that was acceptable for the Great British menu, because obviously you want to do something that is going to be that wow factor. So all we have is normal white sliced bread, and what we've done is, do you want to give the young lad a shout for us? Give the young lad a shout. He's gone. Oh. So what I've done is, we've just rolled out some bread.
Do you know what, though?
Do you want to hold this?
Sue's dying to do something, aren't you?
I just need you to hold something. Is that all right? Oh, you can come and hold something. Yeah. I'm not fussed.
Sue runs a supper club as well, so she's...
What I want you to do is just hold that really tightly and do not let go.
Hold that tight.
Really tightly.
Really tight.
Okay. No, just
like...
Yeah, because we're going to... I'll tell you what, if I hold it, you roll it. Do you want to roll?
Yeah, all right, go on.
Go on, you roll. Nice and fast.
Right.
That's it. Nice.
Gosh.
Not that fast. That's it.
Really fast. Is that all right?
Yeah. No, we've got a few more to do. So what we've got here is the mackerel. All I've done with the mackerel is I've just V-boned it. So I've literally cut down the centre of the bone and literally just took the air of the bone out. So what we're going to do with this is just lightly season the base of the mackerel, and using a pastry brush, there we go, I'm just going to brush the mackerel with a bit of English mustard. This is going to do one or two things. It's going to add a little bit of heat to the mackerel and also act as a gluing agent. So all I do, just roll it in the centre, cut down each side of the bread. Same again, a little bit of mustard on the side, just acts as a little bit of glue. Then I'm just going to fold that over, and then trim it off again, and then over again, and I'm just going to trim it up, like so. So what you've got literally is a very, very posh fish finger. So we'll do another two? Okay. Is it just two you're eating? Yeah. 3 dishes? Okay. So we'll do it again. You alright holding it? Okay. So, there you go. Do you want to twist it? Yeah. There you go. Go. That's brilliant. Okay. Like so. So, same again, repeating the same process again. A little bit of seasoning. A little bit of mustard. Like so. Trim it up. A little bit of glue. And then wrap it over, like so. And then trim up again. There you go. We'll do one more. There you go. Okay. That's it, Coco. Go on in, that's it. That's great. Thanks very much. So, there you go. So same again, last process, just top and tail. Bit of seasoning. A bit of English mustard.
And you're just using bog standard white bread there. You were
Yeah. Well, basically, you can't, the good thing about your cheap bread is it lasts longer as well.
Right.
So it works out when you roll it really thinly. It works really well for what we wanted to achieve. There you go. There you go. Like so. So at this stage, you're going to have to bear with us on this one. So the gooseberries here, what we do then is just literally put them into a blender and blend them away really nice and smooth. And what we do then is add a little bit of cream and some green food colouring. I was going to do this process, but unfortunately I haven't got the socket to do it, so you're going to have to think the process. So everything's ready. So you think from a dish point of view, so I'm going to tidy down. I've got my pickled lemon zest, which is what we've already cooked. We have the gooseberry jelly, which obviously would serve warm. Just a bit of oil in the pan there. Our pickled gooseberries. And obviously our gooseberry puree. So to serve, It's going to be tidy down. So we get the pan nice and warm. Good non-stick pan. What we're going to do is going to pan the mackerel the side that we folded over first, so that's going to seal it. Like so. Not the hottest of stoves. Can you put all that on the back for us, Donald? It's all right. Has anybody got any questions or nothing? Good.
Yeah. So, Great British Menu, you're probably not allowed to say, but are you doing it again? Would you do it again? Or?
No. I think for me, 2 years is enough. We had 2 very good, successful years on it. And I think, to be honest with you, I need to quit when I'm ahead. There's some good boys coming through now, and then the competition is taking a bit of a different direction to what it was when I did it. It was all about the producers, it was about the ingredient, it was about the cooking. Now it's still all that, but it's a lot more prop driven now, the program, which means it's not my cup of tea, if you know what I mean. Right. But mostly not, it's still a program that I do watch. It's a program that I love, and it's a program I always recommend. If you get the opportunity to go on, do it.
It's a massive commitment, really, isn't it? I mean,
well, you've got to remember, you probably start around about July time when you start thinking about the program, and then you spend almost 6 months thinking about nothing else but the Great British Menu. So it just takes over your life in a sense. But at the same time, it's also what's made my career as well. So, if it wasn't for the Great British Menu, if I tried to go into the bank now in Newcastle and ask for 200 grand to open a restaurant, I'd get kicked out. Right. Now, I go in the bank, guy knows you see me on TV, give me the money, you know what I mean? So it's changed my career a lot because of that. So I'm just going to flip that mackerel over, pan fry the other side, and we're going to add a little bit of butter. So we're going to start slowly plating up while that mackerel is cooking. A little bit of English mustard, just brush on the bottom of the plate, like so.
Hi. Just wondering whether you would consider opening up another restaurant in Manchester.
In Manchester? No. It's hard enough doing one restaurant, never mind doing 2 restaurants. I'm not interested in a chain of restaurants, to be honest. I'm enjoying what I'm doing with one at the moment, and I did a restaurant for one because it was my ambition, also to create a lifestyle and to cook the food I want to do. The last thing I want to start doing is opening a brand of restaurants, because then for me it's not what I want to do as a chef. Doesn't interest me. I don't want to be a millionaire. I would like to make a little bit of money, but not enough to like Jason. Nothing. Look at Jason's everywhere at the moment. The guy's he's on fire, but that takes a lot of work and a lot of commitment. And at the moment, I've got a family. I enjoy what I do, but I'm not that driven to take over the world.
Kenny?
Yeah?
Just noticing when I prepare a meal at home, and it's quite intricate, and it's obviously lots of technical skills.
Yeah.
Do you find it hard to explain to people in a forum like this and show people? Does it slow you down? Does it slow the dish down? Does it make it difficult to explain?
Well,
or do you find it? I mean, you're quite natural in front of the audience.
When you're cooking for chefs, it's easy because they understand the process. They know what certain things are. I think, to be honest, I think the Joe public now has become a lot more knowledgeable about food. There's that many TV programs on there. Your Saturday Kitchens, your Great British Menus, where it actually shows you the insight of what a kitchen is. And recently, obviously, the Manchester show. The 2 boys in Manchester, Simon Rogan and Aidan Byrne, showing you the inside how a kitchen runs and the highs, the lows, the pressures. It gives people more of an insight of what we do every day. And everyone thinks of cooking being quite rock and roll and like this big lavish lifestyle. It is hard work. It is commitment. It is long hours. I think what we're doing now as chefs is what we were doing 10 years ago. But now we've got a bit of TV behind it. Everyone thinks we're superstars. So.
Well, difficulty I found is that the toast always finishes first. It's always ready first for me. So you seem to have got it all done. Wrap the food.
Well, to be honest,
the bread.
when I seen everything before I came, I had to change my approach a little bit. So, because obviously we are camping style here. So anyway, some gooseberry puree. Just going to put a few little dots of that on the plate, like so. A bit of lemon oil and some salt. What we're going to do then, just on a cloth, like so. Lay the fish on top, and then get this lovely gooseberry jelly, and just quite natural, just in between the puree. Put as many as little as you want on, and then some of the marinated gooseberries. Same again, like so. And then to finish off, just a little bit of candy zest, spooned around nice and neatly. Like so. And then some lovely red frill mustard cress. Just in between the salad and the gooseberries. So this adds a little heat to the dish as well. And obviously continue that lovely mustard theme that we're trying to create. And then finish off just a little bit of lemon oil over and around, like so. And that's it. And that's the dish that we did on, or a similar version we did on the Great British Menu, which is literally line caught mackerel we wrap in bread, pan fried with a little salad of gooseberries, which is gooseberry jelly, puree and pickle. All right. There you go. There you go.
So just while the guys are tasting, Chef, then obviously you said that you'd come and seen the setup today, which we know has had to be adapted, but you've had to adapt what you're doing, and that's one of the things as being a chef, isn't it? Sometimes is just knowing how to get out of stuff and how to correct things.
It is, it's adapting to your environment as well, and you know, trying to make sure what works, and like I said, just having the confidence just to cook. You know, that's what we do every day. We cook.
Yeah.
So
very good. Ladies and gents, that's just second of our sessions down there in Chef Live with Kenny. We've got our next session coming up at 1 o'clock with the man behind the curtain who's been sat patiently watching the demonstration here. Timetable's on the side of the theatre anyway, so you can plan your day. But once more, big round of applause for Kenny. Now, how are we getting on over here, sir?
Amazing, absolutely. Better this time than I had it last time.
Oh, because you've eaten with Kenny. So he's getting better, that's what you're saying?
Improvement. You don't remember when we came from Manchester? Yeah.